But it's been an interesting morning. 58 runs added so far this morning by Northamptonshire. And they've lost the wicket of Ricardo Vasconcelos. I think we're surely going to see some spin in the not-too-distant future there, Mark, aren't we?
Well, you'd have thought so. I'm just having a look where Amar Verdi's standing at the moment, down there at mid-off. Just last thing on that, what was Bumble's great quote when he got hit by, I think it was Jeff Thompson, wasn't it? And then the video came out and he said, "Can you get rid of the pain, but keep the swelling?" Over the wicket comes Topley, and this one's dug out by Proctor, and it rolls behind him, and it's picked up by Jamie Smith, moving away to his left-hand side. Yes,
I think it was Graham Clinton. Was the Surrey player I was trying to think of. We've got an awful crack here. It would have been early 80s. Might actually have been the match when David Ripley and David Steele put on a lot of runs. It was David Steele's last season. We're pointing out that Steele was a cap player before Rips was born.
In comes Topley again, tucked away by Proctor. He'll get a single. One more to Proctor. He moves on to 11, 66 for one.
Because David Steele got his Northamptonshire cap in 1965 and Rips was born in 1966.
Wow.
Just going to update BBC Radio Northampton. Not a bad morning for Northamptonshire, replying to Surrey's 252 all out. They're 66 for one. Emilio Gay is on 24. Luke Proctor's hit a couple of boundaries and has moved on to 11. The batsman out, Ricardo Vasconcelos, played nicely for 24, then miscued a pull at Jordan Clark, and the ball went out to deep mid-wicket where Ryan Patel took a straightforward catch. Vasconcelos out for 24, and that was 43 for one. Half an hour or so to go till lunch. Northamptonshire 66 for one, still trailing by 186.
Topley in once again to Gay, and Gay outside edge has gone. It's a nice bit of bowling that from Topley. Just felt he had to play it. It was trying to play it late, and a little outside edge feather nicely taken by Jamie Smith. Gay goes for 24. Topley has his first wicket, and Northamptonshire 66 for two.
Nice bit of bowling, actually. Like we said, Surrey have hung in there, actually. The scoreboard's not really gone anywhere for the last 10 overs or so. Probably the first ball, Emilio's not really committed himself. He just sort of hung the bat there. I haven't seen the replay. I'm not sure if he had to play it. But again, nice bit of bowling. And at a time now where one or two more wickets here for Surrey, and suddenly they're right in the driving seat going into lunch.
Well, it's interesting because sort of at lunch yesterday, Surrey went in at lunch at 61 for 4 with Ryan Patel going in that final over before lunch off Taylor. So now we're not too far away, are we? Half an hour away? 25 minutes away? 66 for 2. So it's interestingly poised, all this at the moment, as Rob Keogh making his way out there into the middle. But that was a nice bit of bowling from Topley, and just felt he had to play at that one. Did go a faint outside edge and snaffled by Jamie Smith. And 66 for 2. Rob Keogh's out there in the 27th over of this Northamptonshire reply.
Caught by Smith off the bowling of Topley for 24.
There we are, announced round the ground, just as Emilio Gay sat taking his pads off. Here's it again round the ground. So
it's a big partnership this for Northamptonshire. As we were alluding to earlier, Rob Keogh has been one of the key components to Northants this year. He's in good form. But it's a tricky time, this, and no one really likes to have a little short session before lunch or before any break, actually. We need these two here. I say we, sorry. Still got the biased head on sometimes.
Of course.
These two to get stuck in here.
The other thing was, Verdi and Ambler had a long old chat there as well, so interesting. Those two were having a long old natter as Keogh walked out to bat. So, right-hander, first one for Northamptonshire, and Topley is over the wicket to him and nicely tucked away off his hit by Keogh. Neat and tidy start for him. He's off the mark straight away down towards fine leg. They'll pick up a single, 67 for 2. Busy on the road this morning, I have to say, getting in. I forgot it was Monday morning.
Yeah, I think it may have been obviously back to school here in Northamptonshire
this
morning. And I found, and obviously coming into the ground a little bit earlier because of the 10:30 start. And yes, I had to resort to one of my what my son calls taxi driver routes, where you sort of go around all the sort of
local knowledge.
A bit of local knowledge comes in useful occasionally.
Yeah, I don't have that, so I just followed the sat nav, which literally just took me straight into a traffic jam.
It was busy this morning, actually.
Topley coming over the wicket to Proctor. Oh, now that was a full toss in the end. And Proctor's looked to work that away into the leg side and it's hit the pad. For a second I thought it hit him on the glove, but I think it was just thigh guard. And leg by will be the signal. And one more to the total.
Just has to be careful there sometimes, Luke. He can, because he stands in front of all the stumps. That wasn't missing the stumps by that much, I would say. He's very strong. That is his bread and butter on the leg side. A bit like Emilio actually as well. Both of them are very strong there. You get lots of oohs and ahs from the opposition teams.
Over the wicket once again goes Topley, and this one's turned into the leg side again by Keogh to Gus Atkinson. End of the over. So the wicket of Emilio Gay for Reece Topley, and 68 for 2. Northamptonshire, Proctor on 11, Keogh has 1, and trail by 184.
It's unfolding the way we thought it would, isn't it? It's like we said. I know David Ripley used to bang on about playing Division 1. It is about attritional cricket. It's about finding a way, grinding out runs, and especially here, it doesn't look like it's easy to score. It doesn't look like it's easy to hit the ball through the infield, and Surrey are bowling very well. So all round, again, we're in for some good cricket.
Yeah.
Yes, for Rob Keogh, the first right-hander we've seen at the top of Northamptonshire order, of course. 3 left-handers at the top. Here's Atkinson starting another over to the left-handed Proctor, who steers that down towards the gully. Laurie Evans, who's in the gully, disdains to pick it up, leaves it for Ryan Patel to pick up instead. No run, 68 for 2, it stays. In the Test match, just bringing you up to date with what's happening elsewhere, dreaded Nelson for England, but still in there, 111 for 1. Hamid, 55, not out. David Milan is on 3. Go through the championship scores for you in a second. Here's Atkinson in bowling on the legs of Luke Proctor, who turns that away down towards long leg. They come through for 1. Well backed up there by Cameron Steele, because the throw eluded the keeper, and it might have been buzzers. There wasn't, though, in the end. 12 to Proctor, and Northamptonshire up to 69 for 2. In Division 1, things are moving at Trent Bridge. Nottinghamshire 272 all out, and they've reduced Lancashire to 92 for 5 in reply, so that's progressing. At Edgbaston, Hampshire 109 for 2 in their second innings against Warwickshire after that clatter of wickets yesterday, so it's calmed down a bit there. Hampshire leading by 82 with 8 wickets in hand. Here's Atkinson bowling to the right-handed Keogh, who's pushing that out into the offside. Verdi fields in the covers, and there's no run. At Scarborough, where they had a little bit of a delayed start there because of rain, Somerset 134 all out. Yorkshire 209 for 6. So again, Somerset just trying to sort of hang on in there and keep the Yorkshire lead down within manageable proportions. In Division 2, up at Chesterley Street, still going very well for Durham and very badly for Glamorgan. Here's Atkinson with 2 slips and a gully, bowls to Keogh, plays that up to mid-on. Jordan Clark fields, no run. Glamorgan 97 all out yesterday. Durham have moved on to 312 for 4, so they're 215 ahead. At Chelmsford, Gloucestershire 76 all out yesterday. Essex, in reply, 236 for 8, so Essex are 160 ahead there. In Division 3, Leicestershire still batting, 350 for 5 in the 120th over against Derbyshire. At Canterbury, Kent building on their lead against Worcestershire. They're 262 for 5 in reply to Worcestershire's 133 all out. And in the match that started this morning, good start for Middlesex, who won the toss and chose to bat against Sussex at Hove. Middlesex 118 for no wicket after 24 overs. Here's Atkinson in again, bowls to Keogh, lovely on drive for 4. That's a super shot. Diving Hashim Amla at mid-on, trying to get a left hand to it, but it beat him and raced away for 4. Beautifully timed. 5 to Keogh, 73 for 2.
Yeah, shot of them walling that from Keogh, I think.
Certainly was.
And Hashim Amla's hat stayed on again, even with a dive, but that was a gorgeous on drive.
They haven't managed to sort of find some newspaper to pad it with or something.
Well, maybe it just got a size smaller, I think, finally.
Well done, the Surrey shot. Here's Atkinson in again, bowls to Keogh, who's pushing that up the offside. Think about a single, but Verdi fields at extra cover, and the single isn't there. End of the over, 5 to Keogh, 12 to Proctor. 73 for 2, Northamptonshire, and Atkinson's bowled 8 overs, 3 maidens, no wicket for 19.
Yeah, and must say congratulations. South East Stars
yes, they won
yesterday,
didn't they?
won the Charlotte Edwards Cup. And Alice Capsey again, finishing the game with a straight 6. She's a hell of a talent, that one.
Yeah.
Cool. for 16 going on 17 made sort of people sit up in the 100, but she'd already been doing it for a couple of years anyway. So, no, well done to the South East Stars.
Women's cricket in general is in a great spot.
Oh, it is. It's fantastic. We'll start again on Friday with the 50 over.
The skill level is phenomenal.
Yeah.
How it's advanced in the last couple of years.
Topley coming in, left arm over the wicket, outside edge from Proctor and picked up by Will Jacks at second slip. So all of a sudden, a couple of wickets go down. It looks different. Proctor's battled away there for 12. But that was a good length delivery, pushed out it, good low catch from Will Jacks, 73 for 3.
Very good catch, actually. I think almost exactly the same dismissal as Emilio. Just obviously nudged it to second slip, good low catch to his right. Made it look very easy. I always like that. You see the way slip fielders move to the ball, and that looked very natural. Northampton in a spot of bother here. I said it was going to be an important sort of 20-25 minutes, and hasn't started that well. Again, the last thing, it's got a tricky 15 minutes for someone coming in next. I'm not sure who's in actually, but
Zabe, I would think.
Zabe. Yeah, another left-hander as well. It's not an easy time.
Yeah, I think what's been good from Surrey here is they worked it out pretty quick that not as much was happening, so just fell back to good line, good length, good line, good length. Haven't let Northamptonshire get away from them, and then picked up a couple of quick wickets. And I think as well that's talking about sort of first division cricket, and of course these two were meant to be meeting each other in the first division, but because of COVID that never happened, sadly. So it's great to be here for this one. But that's the thing I've noticed an awful lot in Div 1 cricket is that whole thing of you sit in for a couple of hours. You have to.
If you have a session where nothing really happens, so what?
Yeah, exactly.
Whereas I'd say in Division 2 it was all action cricket. You know, games would be over in 2 or 3 days quite regularly, and someone getting a dashing 70 will actually win you a game. Whereas in Division 1, you see teams grinding out, players getting 100 off the 300 balls, and that's something I know from a Northamptonshire point of view we've struggled with. We've struggled at just sitting in and being comfortable. We always want to make things happen, and it works for us in the one-day format and the shorter formats, but the longer formats, as Surrey are doing here, you just sit in, hold your lengths, hold your lines, and eventually you get the rewards.
Yeah. And that's sort of been what's happened this morning, really. So Saif Saib is out there in the middle at 5, 73 for 3. About 15 minutes to go till lunch. And Topley's got a couple in his last 2 overs. So he settles over his bat, 3 slips in there, Topley's into him, and Saib's forward to his first ball, just digging this out, really. Out towards Cameron, still there at extra cover. And there's no run. Ashley Mann was still having a bit of a stretch after that dive from the Keogh on drive. He's fine, but he's still having a little bit of a stretch up there at mid-on. He's got a mid-wicket, fine leg, backward point, extra cover, mid-off and mid-on. Reece Topley with those 3 slips as he's in. And Saib's letting this one go that's coming back. Just the oohs and ahs from Topley, the slips, and Jamie Smith.
We were talking about Jason Brown a little while ago, weren't we? And Graham Swan and Northamptonshire spin attack at then. Brown and Swan were the architects of the last time Northamptonshire beat Surrey in a championship match, 2004. Mark Ramprakash made 161 for Surrey and finished on the losing side. As
in over the wicket again goes, Topley goes wider of the crease, and Saif Saib plays this one out into the offside. Yeah, I'd have done that. I can't remember. I would have done that game.
Surrey 402, Ramprakash 161. Northamptonshire replying with 332 all out. David Sales running out of partners, 61 not out. Jason Brown made 34 at number 11, which must have been about unlucky for Surrey. And then they rolled out for 147 in the second innings.
Topley's in again. He's letting this one go outside his off stump.
With Brown taking 4 for 51, Swan 3 for 50. And Northamptonshire's needing 220 to win, set on course by a century-opening partnership between Tim Roberts and Rob White.
Wow.
Really?
And they put on 111 for the first wicket. Both got 50s. Martin Love got 49.
Martin Love,
and Northamptonshire winning by 6 wickets.
Topley in again. And Hobbs letting this one go outside his off stump. End of the over. 73 for 3 then. And the wicket of Proctor for Topley, caught low down by Will Jacks for 12. And Keogh on 5. Zibes yet to get off the mark.
Perhaps it's an age thing, Mark, but I would have been doing that game, and I have absolutely no
I've
recollection
got no
of it
recollection
at all.
of it at all.
I would certainly have been here, and I can't remember anything about
I can't.
the game whatsoever. But and Mark Ramprakash actually had a bit of a bowl. He picked up a couple of wickets. Got Rob White and Toby Bailey, who batted at number 4.
Although, to be fair, I can't really remember what happened yesterday.
Well,
it's
I'm like that now. It all just blends into one.
Genuinely.
As it's
You
been-
watch so much cricket as well. I mean, Brad has your knowledge and dates and times and everything. I just find it
amazing.
incredible.
Well, I can
Amazing.
remember I'll tell you what happened in 1908, but I can't remember what day the bins go out. It's not a lot of consolation. Here's Gus Atkinson starting another over to Rob Keogh, who plays that up to Amler at mid-on. And there's no run. Bright sunshine now, and that's nice to see. 2 slips in the gully in place.
What I do remember here was, and Mr. Wakely, you might remember this one, was Andre Nell and Jay Dernbach making runs from nowhere. Now, that would have been a few years ago.
That would have been 2003, because that was his only season here.
Right.
Here's Atkinson in again, and Keogh drives, but doesn't really time it, goes out to extra cover.
Andre now having a swing of the bat.
Yeah, now when he was playing for Surrey with Dernbach
right.
pulling,
Okay.
that he was so happy, because obviously David Willey, pulling him straight over the scoreboard into the gardens.
I can remember something
And
like
then
that.
something
So
like
he's playing for
getting past-
Surrey.
Yes, he was
Yeah.
playing for Surrey, and they had a partnership.
Yeah,
and that's
I
all I
can
can
remember,
remember.
actually.
As Atkinson is in and bowls Keogh with a beauty that's just come back late and thick inside edge, and I think that's come back onto the stumps off the inside edge, and 73 for 4. And Radders, apologies, I took your ball there. I do apologise.
No, you carry on.
73
You're
for 4.
in destructive form this morning.
But Keogh, that looked a good one.
Yeah, it
from
did. I
Gus
mean,
Atkinson.
from his body language, I can't work out if he got an inside edge there. But it did it, the angle back. I mean, as we were talking about, from the right-handers have got the ball jagging across the left-handers, and that one just nipped back again.
I wonder as well if it's that thing with Atkinson. We were talking about that he is a little bit quicker than you think, and a little bit late possibly on the shot.
His action
Just
does,
comes
it
back.
looks like it does angle into the right-handers, and I can imagine when he gets it right, it holds up as well. So, yeah, he's got a lot to offer, and it does look very easy on the eye. But yeah, like this is what we said, Northamptonshire are now in a bit of bother. We said you lose 2 or 3 quick ones, and suddenly a 73 for 4, and Surrey are right on top.
3 for 7 in 4 overs now for Surrey. 2 to Topley, 1 to Atkinson. And now I think a pretty crucial moment in the match with Adam Rossington going out to the middle. Came out in the previous match down at Bristol with Northamptonshire in trouble. They were 115 for 4 on the first day, with the ball doing a little bit, and he went out and counter-attacked as he does, made 94 off 134 balls, and shared a long partnership with Harry Gouldston, who presumably will be in next. But Safe Say, again, has had a quiet month or so in all formats, really, but again, in Championship cricket, made that Super 100, his maiden Championship century against Sussex, but it just hasn't quite kicked on from there since then. He's Atkinson bowling the first ball to Adam Rossington, who's moving across his stumps, turns it out there to square leg, and there's no run. Yeah, you feel if Surrey could get Adam Rossington fairly quickly, I think they really would be in business.
Yeah, he's a good player, and he's a counter-attacker
He's a
as well, isn't he?
counter-attacker, and I say he played beautifully, considering he hadn't played a Championship innings since June the 6th,
Yeah.
when he was saved the game down at Canterbury. Here's Atkinson in bowls to Rossington, who drives beautifully. Very good bit of fielding there by Jordan Clark at extra cover, who's shaking his... Was it Reece Topley, beg pardon? Who's dived away and stopped that very well. He saved 3 runs. They come through for... So it saved 2 because they came through for a couple, didn't they? Yeah. 2 to Rossington to get off the mark. But he's got 4 runs written all over it.
See, play yourself in, Adam.
Second ball, he's just spanked it there to extra cover, and I said it was a very good bit of fielding by Reece Topley, diving away to his right. But Rossington still coming through for a couple of runs. Here's Atkinson in again, and Rossington on drives this time, about away through mid-wicket. Is he going to get 4 runs for it? I don't think he is quite, as it's chased very well back there by Cameron Steele down towards the Spencer Pavilion, where the members sit, but they're able to come through for 3 runs. So, yeah, Adam Rossington doing what Adam Rossington does, has gone in and immediately looking to take the initiative at the end of the over. He's 5. Zabe is yet to get off the mark. Northamptonshire 78 for 4. But a first success in that over for Gus Atkinson, who's bowled 9 overs, 3 maidens, 1 for 24.
Yeah, man, just going on to Adam. Adam amazes me. He's one of those players who often you see players and it takes a bit of time to get going. And from ball 1, more often than not, he strikes the ball so cleanly.
He's always been a player I've really enjoyed watching. But I remember at Middlesex, I really when he sort of first broke into the team there, he sat up as soon as he went out to bat. Things started happening.
Yeah, exactly. You stand up and you watch him,
and he plays some lovely shots as well.
But it's always in a relatively controlled manner. You know, he has another switch when he needs to. I remember him slog sweeping Rushworth in Championship cricket, but.
He's on strike here to Reece Topley. It's down the leg side from Topley, and Rosington doesn't get anything on it. Well, the other big bit of news there was that stop from Topley. Amler ran after, and his hat fell off. So there you are. Maybe it is still the same hat, because he genuinely ran after that one, whereas the dive, the hat stayed on. But
I've seen him. I love watching him, even in the field. He just looks so chilled.
Yep.
It doesn't seem like anything stresses him out.
Waiting again is Rosington. In over the wicket comes Reece Topley, and Rosington pushes this one up towards mid-on, and there's no run.
I found your Nell Dernbach game.
There it is.
2010.
2010.
Here at Northampton. 118 for the last wicket.
That's it.
Nell 96. Dernbach 57 not out off 67 balls.
His only championship 50.
2
Jade
6s
Winston.
and 6 4s.
Yeah.
Another stat we don't really want at Northants.
No.
We have lots of those, unfortunately, especially during my captaincy tenure.
You weren't playing Wakers.
Oh, was I not?
You're not playing in that one.
Wasn't playing in that game.
Not to blame.
As round the wicket once again goes Topley then to Rosington, who's clipping this one on the angle, off his toes into the leg side. Jordan Clark will come scampering around to do the fielding. Suddenly turned into a one-day game, this. Rosington's on to 7, 80 for 4. Yeah, all I remember from that, genuinely, was Jade Winston Dernbach pulling David Willey over that scoreboard into the gardens.
I can remember that, so I must have been here.
Yeah, 11
I
overs.
can remember that.
David Willey, 11 overs, 0 for 53. Were bowled.
Yes.
Sorry, Dave.
But it all sort of changed with Nell and Dernbach's batting, which
He did.
didn't say very often, I have to say, is Rosington now coming back over the wicket, Topley to the right-handed Rosington. 3 slips in there. Rosington's forward and trying to work leg side. Hits him on the thigh guard. Rolls away. Leg buys will be the signal. 1 more to the total.
They needed those runs because Northants made 397, of which Mal Loy made 164. That was when he came back to the
Did
club.
Mal bat at 3?
He did.
Yes, I remember this game.
And then Surrey were 210 for 7, 268 for 9. Finished up getting a first innings lead because that partnership went on to win by 7 wickets.
Over the wicket again is Topley and driving down towards backward point is Zaid. There's no run.
We're on the left-hand side of the square, as I remember.
Yes, I wasn't going to say that, but for Jade's big 6, we basically were in that stand. But
give him credit. I remember the shot. It was a very good shot.
Yep.
I think there was a lot of anger and and testosterone taken out.
There was very much so.
From a lot of built-up tension.
Yes, indeed. As in over the wicket once again comes Topley as I plays this one neatly and tidily up towards mid-on, and there's no run. End of the over, 81 for 4. Another one I remember here was Niall O'Brien in a one-day game, 100, and just smashed it from ball 1. And it was all over quite quickly. That would have been a few years ago as well now.
He could do that, couldn't he, Niall, when he got going. Of course, a very familiar voice on commentary around the world. DS Steele still sitting down the committee balcony down to our right, engaging all and sundry in conversation.
Must be time for a glass of vino soon, Steely.
I think it probably, or a G&T maybe. It's getting towards that way. About 4 minutes to go till lunch. Here's Gus Atkinson running it away from us. Bowls to Rossington, who drives that away.
What a shot that is.
Past, well, just again splits the fielder between the fielders at backward point and extra cover. And it races away over the rope in front of the West Stand for 4. Rossington into double figures 11.
Wow.
85 for 4. Beautiful shot from Rossington.
nice ball, very nice delivery
Yeah.
on the up. Just
And he's just
it through the offside.
spanked it away through the covers before.
It's almost like he's been out there for 2 hours.
Yeah, this is what I mean. It's this amazing ability to look like he's been there, like you said, for a few
Well,
hours.
this was the way he played, to say, down at Bristol, and very successfully. Here's Atkinson in again, and this one, he nips one back off the seam, and that hits Adam Rossington amidships.
I think that hit his elbow.
And he's in a spot of discover. I just wanted also, did it clip the glove as well? Because he's now flexing his hand, and whenever you see, from a Northamptonshire supporter's point of view, whenever you see Adam Rossington flexing his glove or shaking his hand, you think, oh no, surely not, because he does have, sadly, he's had a lot of problems in that area in the last year or two. Here's Atkinson in again, bowls to him, and he's Rossington right across his stumps, playing that up towards mid-wicket, and there's no run.
He took over the label as Poppadom hands. Stephen Peters used to be the Poppadom hands. Whenever it hit him on the fingers, something would go wrong. Whereas Rosso's, especially keeping, Rosso's fingers are made of Poppadoms.
Yeah.
He's had one or two issues, sadly, in the last couple of seasons, including this year. Facing now as Atkinson from the David Capel end bowls outside the off stump, and he's laced that away through backward point for 4 more. And he's hit that very hard. It's raced away down to where the little phalanx of Surrey supporters are sitting with their flags in the white seats, say, in front of what used to be the old county hotel where the players used to go for their lunch many years ago. Rossington to 15.
Really?
And Northamptonshire to 89 before. That was where, when I first started watching here in the early 70s, that was where the canny autograph hunters used to congregate. It was before the new pavilion. The new pavilion was opened in 1980. Before then it was the ladies' stand, which was mercifully demolished. It was the most ramshackle, unsanitary thing you could imagine. So the players used to go and have their lunch in in what's now the county tavern.
Didn't know that.
Wow.
Up until 1980, and that was where you used to gather to get the autographs.
Good job they don't let the players go and have the lunch in the county tavern.
Come back.
So I think I remember getting Dennis Lilly there in 1972 when the Australians played here. Here's Atkinson again, and the gully's gone out. 2 slips in place now. Rossington across his stumps, playing that up to mid-on, and there's no run. Stays at 89 for 4. Rossington on 15. Yeah, Sabe had a tortured first innings at Bristol. He was in a very long time. Took about 24 balls to get off the mark. Finished up making 8 off 42. Really struggled. Couldn't get going at all. He was out at 147 for 5, and then long partnership, 124 for the 6th wicket between Rossington and Gouldston. Here's Atkinson, bowls to Rossington, drives fluently up to mid-off. Amler fields. No run, end of the over, 89 for 4, and is that lunch? It is. The umpire Martin York taking off the bail, so another eventful session in this match, and well, again, as the old Cobblers manager said, deja vu all over again, because Surrey losing 4 wickets in the opening session yesterday, and Northamptonshire have lost 4 wickets in the opening session today. 89 for 4 at lunch, replying to Surrey's 252 all out. Northamptonshire have lost Vasconcelos for 24, Gay also for 24, Proctor for 12, and Keogh for 5. 2 wickets for Reece Topley, 1 apiece for Jordan Clark and Gus Atkinson. Sabe yet to get off the mark. Adam Rossington on 15. And as I say, Wakers, it's been another absorbing morning.
Yeah, it has. I'd say the game's still right in the balance. I think from a Northamptonshire point of view, this partnership after lunch is going to be vital. I think we've pretty much said it after every break, haven't we? That the half an hour after we start is going to be crucial. The ball's looks like it's still doing enough. The old ball's there. We haven't seen any spin yet. But so I think Surrey have been really good this morning. We spoke about Northamptonshire being very good yesterday with the ball flying around all over the place. Hasn't done as much today. Surrey have hung in there. They've controlled the scoring rate. And only up until the last couple of overs where Adam Rossington played a couple of gorgeous shots. I think it's been Surrey's morning.
Well, I can reveal that David Steele is now on his feet with his Northamptonshire capped player's tie on, and he's heading off for his lunch. We shall head off for our lunch, and trust you'll do the same. 89 for 4 it is, replying to Surrey's 252, and we'll be back with you in around about half an hour's time. Enjoy your lunch.